this mathematician solved impossible problems. While fighting a battle inside his own mind, he changed economics forever, but nearly lost everything to mental illness. This is the unforgettable story of John Nash. John Nash wasn't just smart, he was different. Born in 1928 in West Virginia, Nash grew up as a quiet and introverted child. He didn't enjoy small talk. He didn't chase popularity. He preferred thinking while other children played games. Nash studied patterns. Numbers fascinated him. Logic excited him. By the time he reached college, it was clear he had a rare mind. When Nash entered Princeton University, professors immediately noticed something unusual. He didn't follow traditional methods. He didn't like attending lectures. He believed original thinking mattered more than memorizing old ideas. And at just 21 years old, he wrote a doctoral thesis that was only 27 pages long. But those 27 pages would change the world. Inside that thesis was a concept called game theory. Game theory studies how people make decisions when their choices affect one another. Imagine two companies competing, two countries negotiating peace, two players in a strategic game. Each person must think about what the other person will do. Before Nash, experts believed competition always produced a clear winner and loser, but Nash proved something revolutionary. He showed that in many situations, people naturally settle into a stable balance, a point where no one benefits by changing their strategy alone. This idea became known as the Nash equilibrium, and it transformed economics, business strategy, political science, military planning, even artificial intelligence. Today, governments use Nash's ideas to design policies. Companies use them to predict competitors. Even online platforms use game theory algorithms. But while Nash's mind was solving global problems, his own mind began to turn against him. In his early 30s, Nash started acting strangely. He believed newspapers were sending him secret messages. He thought foreign governments were recruiting him for hidden missions. He heard voices that felt real, voices that wouldn't stop. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia, a serious mental illness that distorts reality. For a man whose power was thinking clearly, this was devastating. Nash was hospitalized multiple times, given heavy medication. His academic career collapsed. Over time, something remarkable happened. He began to recognize that the voices were not real. Instead of fighting them emotionally, he chose to ignore them. He later said he decided not to listen. It wasn't easy, it wasn't quick, there was no miracle cure, but slowly, very slowly, he regained control. By the 1980s, Nash returned to mathematics, quietly, without attention, without fame, just pure thinking. Then in 1994, more than 4 decades after his original discovery, the world caught up to him. John Nash was awarded the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences. Nash tragically passed away in 2015. But his ideas live on. Every time nations negotiate, every time companies compete, every time strategies are designed, game theory is working behind the scenes, and so is John Nash. Sometimes the biggest battles are invisible. You may not see someone struggle, but that doesn't mean it isn't real. John Nash teaches us, your condition does not define your potential. Your setbacks do not erase your talent. And your story is not over, even when it feels like it is. If a man who lost decades to mental illness can return to change the world, imagine what you can do with persistence,